Sup, me darling?
Mr. House is just pleased as punch you got those old Securitrons back online, sugar.
I bet he is. Bye. Yeah, bye. Boo-doo-doo-doo. And there's the man himself. He looked greener during the day. How may I help you?
I take it you've come to deliver the platinum chip?
Finally. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Alright. He's gonna pay me. I have no doubt in my mind he's gonna pay me. Here you go.
Such a small thing, isn't it? And yet so capacious. So very dear. Decades of hiring salvagers out west to search for this little relic in the ruins of a place called Sunnyvale. Back then, anyway. That's where the chip was printed, on October 22nd, 2077. It was to have been hand-delivered to me here at the Lucky 38 the next day. But the bombs fell first. Suffice it to say, the delivery was never made.
You're pre-war? Holy hell, you're old. What does it do exactly?
Yes, so far as you've seen, all it does is change the picture on the Securitron's face screens from policemen to soldiers. But as you'll see, some things are more easily shown than told. Take the elevator all the way down to the bottom level, and you'll see what I mean. Don't worry, you'll like what you see. We have much to accomplish, you and I.
I'm almost excited. I actually kind of am excited. I'd be more excited if I could bring Edie in with me. He loves technology.
Step closer to the demonstration area, if you would.
Binoculars here.
I expect you're well familiar with my Securitrons by now. The titanium alloy housing that protects its electronic core deflects small arms and shrapnel easily enough. Its X-25 Gatling laser, produced to spec by Glassinghouse Inc., is deadly against soft targets at medium range.
Yeah.
And for close-range suppression or crowd control, the Securitron is armed with a 9mm submachine gun.
Alright, for some.
All of this you probably already knew. What you did not know is that these are the Securitron's secondary weapons.
Alright.
All this time, my Securitrons have had to get by running the Mark I operating system, which lacked software drivers for their primary weapons.
Oh.
Today, with the delivery of the Platinum chip, all that changes. Behold, for the first time, Securitrons running the Mark II OS. The M235 missile launcher gives the Securitron the ability to engage ground and air targets at significantly longer ranges. And a rapid-fire G-28 grenade launcher ensures the Securitron is deadly in close-range engagements. The software upgrade also includes drivers for the Securitron's highly sophisticated on-board auto-repair systems. Altogether, the Mark II software upgrade confers a 235% increase in combat effectiveness per unit.
Just that.
The city of New Vegas finally has soldiers worthy of protecting it. Return to the penthouse now. We have much to discuss.
I want to loot this place first. No, God. Yes.
Trips to the basement are rarely so educational, don't you think?
Hey.
I've since broadcast the upgrade to every Securitron in range of my transmitters, and I must say, it's causing quite a stir down on the strip.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that is a good point. The enemies now do know what you're up to.
I'm surprised you can still underestimate me after everything you've seen. I haven't shown my hand. I've shown one card. I've given my enemies a single provocative datum upon which to fixate. They have no idea what other cards I'm holding. It's a strong hand, believe me. I dealt it to myself.
Right. You think it can defeat both of them?
Why would I want to go to war against the NCR? They're my best customers.
True.
If their leaders weren't scheming to steal Vegas out from under me, I'd have no troubles with the NCR at all. The foundation is laid. My Securitrons on the Strip are upgraded, and those at the fort ready for action.
Right.
Now it's just a matter of adjusting the attitudes of some lesser groups, while we wait for Caesar's Legion to attack Hoover Dam.
Yeah. Great. What? He's not really there. Right. Can I ask some questions now, please?
What did you want to discuss?
I am surprised you haven't asked what became of Benny.
That's because he ceased to be relevant when you recovered the platinum chip. Revenge doesn't interest me. Progress does.
I can respect that.
Sorry to deny you a moment of primate triumph, but you'll have to go elsewhere to sound your barbaric yawp. What else did you want to discuss?
I bloody knew you'd take the piss out of me. Do you ever wonder why I get so long to get back to you? It's because I don't very much like you, Mr. House. I do, however, respect you. Clearly fiendishly intelligent. Huh. What are your plans for New Vegas, I wonder?
I've resurrected Vegas, spirit intact. What I need now is the ability to enforce my rightful claim. Not just against Caesar's Legion, by the way. In fact, the NCR is a more present and insidious threat.
And how?
To enforce, one must have force, a position of strength. Years ago, when I detected NCR scouts roaming the Mojave, I could tell from their uniforms that these were no mere tribesmen. I knew it was only a matter of time before an army appeared to take control of the dam, and I knew my Securitrons wouldn't be enough to oppose them. And so I recruited the 3 families. Vegas belongs to me because I mustered enough strength to bring the NCR to the bargaining table.
The NCR army is pretty big.
Indeed it was, and still is, but not without taking significant casualties. Would Kimball and Oliver have traded the lives of hundreds of soldiers for absolute control of Hoover Dam? Oh, yes. They weren't afraid of me. They were afraid of Caesar, that attacking me would leave them vulnerable to a Legion offensive. And so they negotiated, not out of the kindness of their hearts, as they try to make it seem, because the calculus of power left no other choice.
And what were the terms?
NCR forces were permitted to occupy Hoover Dam and establish a military base at McCarran Airport. Well, it used to be one. They recognized my sovereignty over the Vegas Strip and agreed to supply electricity and water once their engineers repaired the dam. Written into the treaty were provisions that the NCR do nothing to prevent its soldiers and civilians from visiting the Strip. That's how I harnessed the NCR to my endeavor. Their occupation has been the engine of my growing economy.
I'm not really sure why you want to do this, though. I mean, you want money? You want power? As far as I can tell, all you do is spend the entire of your time scheming up here. Is it an ideological one? Are you trying to recapture a bit of the old world in the Strip and just keep it as it is? Or is there something else that you're planning? We know a lot about you, Mr. House, at this point. But there's still masses to learn. I could always open that wee computer terminal over to the left. I've already hacked it, you know. See your real face instead of this drawn one that does seem to capture your attitude quite well. No, you wouldn't go to war against the NCR, would you?
The salient issue is that they will go to war with me if given the chance. There's just one reason why the NCR hasn't contrived some outrage to justify invading the Strip. Caesar's Legion. The final battle between those 2 armies is fast approaching. I can't afford to let either side win on their terms. What else did you want to discuss?
More into that. I actually do want to ask all these questions. I'm interested now. So let's run down them. How will the NCR defend Hoover Dam?
General Oliver's strategy, or tunnel vision, as I like to call it, has been to mass troops at Hoover Dam. He wants to outfight the Legion in a straightforward slugging match, and then, when they rout, pursue and destroy them in detail.
Simple.
A crushing, decisive victory of this sort would overshadow the tactical ingenuity of Chief Hanlon's defense 4 years ago, you see.
And Chief Hanlon, he was the one that originally defended the dam, I guess. So what's yours?
A good deal should be obvious to you by now. I won't spoil the rest by talking out of turn.
No, great.
What else did you want to discuss?
I'm guessing his upgraded Securitrons will go and seize control of the dam. I mean, potentially guessing that he will let the NCR win the battle against the Legion, and then when the NCR pursue the Legion, take the dam back. Or are you just looking to hold on what's yours now and keep the treaty in effect? Sorry, House, I'm afraid I just don't know yet. But we will see one day. What's the deal with the snow globe collection?
What of it? I enjoy them. There's something about a little diorama set inside a glass dome that I find pleasing. If you run across any out in the wastes, turn them in to Jane. She'll compensate you. What else did you want to discuss?
Ah, yes, Jane. There's something I definitely don't want to ask about. Where does New Vegas get all of its... I don't even want to ask that. It's the dam. It's obviously the dam. What was New Vegas like before the war?
It was a place of splendor. As magnificent as today's strip may seem, it's but a shadow of the neon paradise that was Las Vegas. I grew up not far from here, and though I traveled the old world extensively, I never found another place like it.
And you say that you saved it. How?
By 2065, I deemed it a mathematical certainty that an atomic war would devastate the Earth within 15 years. Every projection I ran confirmed it. I knew I couldn't save the world, nor did I care to, but I could save Vegas, and in the process, perhaps save mankind. I set to work immediately. I thought I had plenty of time to prepare. As it turned out, I was 20 hours short.
How?
On the day of the Great War, 77 atomic warheads targeted Las Vegas and its surrounding areas. My networked mainframes were able to predict and force transmit disarm code subsets to 59 warheads, neutralizing them before impact. Laser cannons mounted on the roof of the Lucky 38 destroyed another 9 warheads. The rest got through, though none hit the city itself. A suboptimal performance, admittedly. If only the platinum chip had arrived a day sooner.
Yeah. Do you know why it didn't arrive on time?
The platinum chip was printed in Sunnyvale, California on October 22nd, 2077, the day before the Great War. It was to have been delivered by courier the following afternoon, but by then, the world had ended. The chip contained vital software upgrades, but not just for my Securitrons. Every aspect of the missile defense grid would have been upgraded too.
Right.
Given that I had to make do with buggy software, the outcome could have been worse. I nearly died as it was.
I'm willing to bet you're actually a ghoul. That is potentially how you've managed to live this long. So how did you nearly die?
Software glitches set off a cascade of system crashes. I had to take the Lucky 38's reactor offline, lest it melt down. For nearly 5 years, I battled power outages and more system crashes until I finally managed to reboot my data core with an older version of the OS.
Right.
I spent the next few decades in a veritable coma, but I survived, obviously, and eventually thrived.
I see. Okay.
What else did you want to discuss?
Why is the terminal in the north wall off limits?
I recommend following the Securitron's instructions. Its programming is strict, and I don't have time to change it. What else did you want to discuss?
Alright, whatever. Bye for now.
Goodbye.
We'll speak again in a second. Let me go take a powder for a second. Well, I could sleep here. I don't want to, though. Oh, what a land out there. Do you know, house is very old. Whoop. Preserved in its grandeur. He's preserving himself and almost everything around him, just like it was. Whatever his motivations. He saved a lot of lives the day the bombs fell. And he clearly loved New Vegas for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe it's a childhood thing? Hello. And now, the NCR. And its decent policy but controlling nature. And the Legion with its savagery. What's House planning to do? Preserve New Vegas, as far as I can tell. This little slice of old civilization. Was human nature, but the will to try and subvert nature, all that wasteland out there. This place is false. Completely false. But people come here and they're happy. And yes, they do wind up spending their money and so on and so forth, crime, whatever. But I appreciate what you're trying to do here, House. Or the effect of what you're trying to do. So for now, until you prove me wrong, I think I'm more or less completely on board with you.
The next step is to add the Boomers' considerable firepower to my growing arsenal, or at the very least, ensure their neutrality.
Huh. The Boomers' considerable arsenal to your what? I'd like to ask some questions.
I'd rather you just dealt with the...
Okay. What I was just saying there. I reckon we kind of skipped ahead a bit there. I don't know what the Boomers are. We'll find out about that in a second. But I just want to say that I'm on board. So what happens next?
New Vegas is more than a city. It's the remedy to mankind's derailment. The city's economy is a blast furnace in which can be forged the steel of a new rail line running straight to a new horizon. What is the NCR? A society of people desperate to experience comfort, ease, luxury. A society of customers. With all that money pouring in, give me 20 years and I'll reignite the high technology development sectors. 50 years and I'll have people in orbit. 100 years and my colony ships will be heading for the stars to search for planets unpolluted by the wrath and folly of a bygone generation.
Wow. That's a lofty ambition. And in the meantime, you'd rule Vegas as some kind of dictator? Is that what you have in mind?
I prefer the term autocrat. I would rule as a chief executive. I would not answer to a board of directors or any other entity. Nothing to impede progress. If you want to see the fate of democracies, look out the windows.
What's to keep you from using your power? Yeah, I figured this would happen as well. I didn't think House's motivations exactly lined up with the sort of completely decent nature of mine, if I do say so myself. But this, I think, is kind of where I need to come in.
My judgment. I have no interest in abusing others, just as I have no interest in legislating or otherwise dictating what people do in their private time. Nor have I any interest in being worshipped as some kind of machine god messiah. I am impervious to such corrupting ambitions. But autocracy? Firm control in the hands of a technological and economic visionary? Yes, that Vegas shall have. What else did you want to discuss?
Well, better than Benny, anyway. Okay. I can dig it, Mr. House. For now. Tell me about the boomers.
Outside New Vegas, at what was once called Nellis Air Force Base, resides an unusual tribe known as the Boomers.
Here we go.
They are, shall we say, aggressively reclusive. They have several howitzers they fire at anyone who dares approach the base. Artillery of this sort has a range of several miles. If it's going to fire on Hoover Dam, I want it firing at my targets. If not, then I want to make sure that the Boomers don't sign similar treaties to fire their guns in support of the NCR or Caesar's Legion.
I see. Yeah, sorry for that little cut there, guys. Apparently I missed out on this little slice of dialogue last time. I'm not entirely sure how I did that. Either that or I just completely was distracted by something else he was saying. So I actually reloaded the game because I thought at the time a glitch had happened, and maybe that did happen, but either way I just wanted to refresh my memory on this dialogue. So, yeah. Sorry about that. A little bit continuity breaking. Hey-ho.
What did you want to discuss?
It's video games for you. I already asked these in the other one. So I'm just going to run through them now, just catch myself up, back with you in a moment.
I am impervious to such corrupting ambitions. But autocracy? Firm control in the hands of a technological and economic visionary? Yes, that Vegas shall have. What else did you want to discuss?
Mr. House, your logic is sound. And yeah, I most certainly am still on board. The NCR want things back the way they used to be. And that did lead to ruin. The Legion definitely not siding with them. And anarchy. Organizations between the bad ones would develop. There is never a good way to rule the world. And the best shot theoretically would be with somebody who was completely impervious to corruption. But what? All you want is to see humanity advance? It's possible. I'm not sure I believe it though. But yes, I am very much on board with that vision. And I will do my damnedest to make sure you stick to it. So tell me about the Boomers.
They occupied Nellis Air Force Base a little over 50 years ago. One of my Securitrons got some video of their arrival and then exploded. Odds are they were vault dwellers. That's everything I know about them, really.
Vault dwellers who now use explosives as a matter of course. Reminded of the powder gangers, except going big time. Alright, let's get back to business.
As I was saying, I need you to enlist or neutralize the Boomers at Nellis Air Force Base.
Okay. I'm on it.
Use extreme caution when approaching the base. Their firepower is considerable. Recently, one of my roaming Securitrons observed a man near the base studying the pattern of its artillery fire. Maybe he's learned something.
I like that you refer to your Securitrons as he as opposed to it. Let's have a look at that. Neutralize the Boomer by killing the tribe's leaders. Convince the Boomer to support Mr. House. I've been going through this game, Legion hating, working with the NCR occasionally, but never siding with them. I don't give my allegiance lightly, House. I believe in what you say you're doing. Huh. Howdy.
Ooh, suddenly I feel all tingly. And I find I've got a rocket launcher.
Ooh. You look different somehow. Did you cut your hair?
How sweet of you to notice, Sugar. I've been upgraded to the Mark II software, and it's peachy having these high explosive weapons fully accessible.
Alright, cool. I don't think I have any snow globes for you. Bye-bye. Alright, cool. Sweet. Whew. Wonder how long I've been recording for. Let's go back outside. Back down to the casino, I think. What's up, folks? Yeah. I mean, I may, as far as this goes, 80. Follow Joe. As far as House is concerned, I may have my finger on the button.
Excuse me, but are you the courier who caused all of that trouble in the tops?
Come out from behind the shadows, stranger. Oh, you're Emily. Oh, goddamn, now I gotta work for Julie Farkas. Why?
Oh, well, we heard, we meaning the followers of the apocalypse, that you had been in there, the Lucky 38, I mean, and we were wondering if you could help us, if it's not too much trouble, of course.
I'm usually willing to, you know, help out the followers. How did you get enough money to enter the strip?
This is important enough to the followers that we scraped together the caps required for the credit check.
Right.
And I'm staying at Vault 21, which is pretty cheap, for the strip anyway.
Vault 21? There's a vault here, really? Maybe. It's just a name. Alright, what does it involve?
Oh, great. The followers of the apocalypse, well, some of us anyway, have been interested in Mr. House's technology, how he stays alive. Of course, no one else is allowed inside the Lucky 38, so no one knows what's going on. Well, except for you.
I guess that's where I come in.
Right. We just want to find out what sort of technology Mr. House has used to stay alive for all these years. It could be of great benefit to the people we try to help, many of whom suffer from hard-to-diagnose illnesses.
Damn it. I don't see why I wouldn't share it. I'll do what I can.
Really? Oh, I wasn't expecting you to agree so easily. That's great. Here, take this packet sniffer. It'll allow us to intercept data on Mr. House's network. You might have to manually remove the encryption from his data network, but hopefully you won't have too much trouble. Good luck.
Great, thank you, thank you. Just when I thought I'd get everything worked out, you're now asking me to betray this guy. Whatever, I'll think about it. Let's talk a bit more.
Hey, have you been able to bug Mr. House's network yet?
No, but you're a lot prettier when you're not hiding behind a lamppost. Not quite yet.
Okay.
Yes. I've already decrypted that one. I'll think about it. And trust House not to realise immediately. Hey, Edie. Alright, what time is it? Time is 17:59, it's about 6 o'clock. Let's go to bed.
It's hard to sleep in this place, I tell you. Last night some girl was pounding on my...
Get new material. So many places I haven't explored here. Hi there.
Looking to lose a few caps, huh? Just the place.
Oh, there's Vault 21 over there, look. Hotel. Huh. Who's this guy? Top's promoter.
Sorry, I'm here to have a good time, not talk to random people.
You're a promoter, isn't it your job to talk to people? I feel different, Edie. Like, what purpose all of a sudden? I'm not sure, even for the followers of the apocalypse, that I'd be willing to give that up just yet. Probably wouldn't do any harm to Mr. Old House. Let's go back in.
Hey, fella,
Ugh.
welcome to...
You and your face.
Smooth.
Whatever.
Have a good time, baby.
Thank you, baby.
Baby, it's as tense as a virgin at Gomorrah out there. Things are heating up, and if they don't cool down, it's straight Innsville.
Yeah, you may be right. Maybe it's time to stop wandering so aimlessly, at least for a while. And yes, you do see me heading towards bed.
I heard Troublesome Legion camp got razed to the ground.
I need to get my presidential suite. Into where I be. I'll sit in a couch, sit in an easy chair. Today. Oops. David threw an ashtray! Little meeting people, lovely. It's for another time. Today, I did some shopping and I went to speak to Mr. House, but it feels like a lot more than that happened. Mr. House and his visions. Now we finally know what he has planned. As far as he's telling us, anyway. I can dig it. I can definitely dig it. And I'm actually kind of excited to help, but it's... And what is it? House always wins. Yeah, convince the boomers to support Mr. House. In the very next session, that's what I'm going to go do. Just carry on with the main quest, go right to where the boomers are. Talk them into it. I'm good at talking, ED, I don't know if you know. Don't even know if you can hear me half the time. Just, I wonder who this handsome guy is I'm following around. Oh, buffalo gourd seed, how lovely. But at the same time, it's almost like, I don't know, I'll need to use the gap between sessions to think about things. I feel like I got waylaid with a lot of information. Going through editing of this will help me a lot to work out what I want to be doing. Well, no, the thing is, I know what I want to be doing. Maybe that's what's making me feel a bit weird. I think it is. I think it's because I feel tied to a cause now. Whereas this thing, I was kind of working for a house in sort of what amounted to my spare time. I mean, always happy to go to hang on, guys, back for the Unimo. Only kidding. Edie, you stay there. Yeah, working for house in my spare time. How did you do that? Without really feeling particularly tied to what he was doing. I don't really care about the platinum chip, I didn't care about the Securitrons. What I cared about was wandering around helping people, killing the Legion wherever I found them, and just having adventures. And now, my actions could contribute to the future of the human race, not even on this planet? And it's hitting me quite hard. So I think it will help me to take a break at this point and continue to go get the boomers in the next session. I don't know how many episodes this session made. It feels both short and long. Not even kidding. But I'm dead interested in following the plot right now, so I kind of can't wait to get started on the next one. Might do another 2 sessions in a row. It really depends on how many episodes this winds up working out to equate, I guess you'd say. So like I say, boomers next time. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, everybody. And I will see you in the next episode, where we will go, don't believe I mentioned, to talk to some boomers.